Hello everyone, Roberto here. This video today presents the oldie titled Dinah, a famous song covered by a good number of famous performers, Bing Crosby and the Mills Brothers being perhaps the most successful. The song was also covered by the great Django Reinhardt, and has since become a classic of gypsy jazz or manouche. It was written by Harry Axt in 1923. My arrangement is in the key of G. The form of the song is AABA 32 bars. This arrangement favors the use of a pick. The meter of the song is in cut time, which is 2/2 or 2/4. Strumming this rhythm implies a 1-2 feel.
I will be playing an entire AABA in chord melody and two more with two guitars as comping and solo. The arrangement of the first AABA is quite simple and is followed by a tutorial about how to play this song. Let me play the introduction first. The introduction begins with a descending chromatic progression that keeps a common G note. The first chord is G major 7 over B, fingered 7, A string muted, 5, 7, 8, and we don't play the high string. We strum the 4th string with a downstroke and then play the melody note twice, a G on the B string. This is followed by a E flat 7 over B flat, fingered 6, muted A string, 5, 6, 8. We only need to slide down the fingers on the low E and the G strings by 1 fret, keeping the 2 other in place. We strum the 4th string and then play the melody note once. We follow with an A minor 7, 5, A string muted, 5, 5, 8, still holding the G note on the B string. We play a downstroke and then the B string twice. The last chord is a D7, 5, 4, 5, 3, 3 on the highest strings. The index finger covers the B and the high A strings to keep the common tone G. We play a downstroke and an upstroke on the 5 highest strings. The whole sequence of chords is now played again, but this time the rhythm is slightly different. The first chord, G major 7 over B, is played in the same way. A downstroke followed by a melody note played twice, while the next 3 chords are played by 2 downstroke each. This is a recap of the intro. Let's have a look at the entire first A at regular speed. The first chord is a G major 7, 3, A string muted, 4, 4, 3. We play the whole chord twice, with 2 downstrokes, but the second one is shorter. We mute it by releasing the pressure on the fingers. We then move to a E minor 7, 3, A string muted, 2, 4, 5. And we play the same pattern of 2 downstroke with a second muted, before moving to the previous G major 7, where we play the chord only once. We then play the melody note on the B string, fret 3, and then we play in rapid succession a series of 6ths in double stop. Fret 5 on the D and B string at the same time, then fret 4 on G and 3 on the high E, then fret 5 on G and high E, and fret 7 on the same strings. We then land on a G major 13, 10, 9, 9, 10, 10 on the highest 5 strings. This sequence of double stop between the G major 7 and the G major 13 is probably the most difficult part of the song. It's not easy to mute the strings in between. If that proves to be too difficult, the alternative is playing the following melody lines. Fret 3 and then 5 on the B string, and then fret 3, then 5 and finally 7 on the high E, before landing on the G major 13. The next chord is another G major 7, this time played 5, 7, 7, 7 in the highest strings. Then we play a B minor triad on the low string, 7, A string muted, 7-7, followed by another series of melody notes. Fret 7 and then 9 on the G string, fret 8 and then 10 on the B string, and then fret 7 on the high E. We then land on A minor 7, which is fingered 7, 9, 8, 10 on the highest strings. This chord is followed by an A minor 9, 5, 5, 5, 7 on the highest strings. We then play the bass note on fret 5 of the low E, before playing an F sharp half diminished 4, 5, 4, 5 in the highest strings. I suggest to play this chord by barring the 4th fret, as it makes it easier to reach the next melody note with the pinky on fret 7 on the high E. We then land on a D7, fingered 10, 9, 7, 10 on the highest string. We need to bar the highest 2 strings on fret 7 to play the following sequence. So we play a downstroke on the highest 4 strings, then lift the pinky to play fret 7 on the high E, and then use the pinky again to play fret 10 on the B string. We then resolve at the same G major 7 over B we had at the beginning of the introduction, and play exactly the same sequence of E flat 7 over B flat, A minor 7 and D7 as a turnaround. The second A is almost exactly the same as the first one. There are only 2 small differences. After we arrived at the B minor triad, we play the same melody notes, but this time in different positions, in order to harmonize the last note. So after playing fret 7 on the G string, we follow with fret 5, then 8 on the B string, fret 5 on the high E, and then we play an A flat half diminished, 6, 7, 6, 7 on the highest strings to harmonize the last melody note before landing on the A minor 7 as in the first A. The second difference is in the final turnaround, as this time, instead of moving through the 4 different chords, we remain on the G major 7 over B for 2 bars, playing 2 downstrokes, then the bass on his own followed by the 3 other strings, again bass on his own followed by the other 3, and finally 2 downstrokes. Let's hear the second A. And now let's play the entire B section. These are the first 4 bars of the B section. The B section starts with a E minor fingered 7, 9, 9, 8, 7. We do not play the low E string. And we must pay attention to the rhythmic pattern. We play a downstroke on beat 1, followed by the single B string on one end. We then play another downstroke of the whole chord on beat 3. Then on beat 4 we play softly the D and G strings together. So, the rhythm of this first bar is 1 and 3, 4. We switch the fingers to go to a E minor major 7, 7, 9, 8, 8, 7 on the highest string, and play the A and D strings a beat 1 of the second bar, then a downstroke a beat 2. On the end we play the melody on the B string, on beat 3 another downstroke, and the B string again a beat 4. So the rhythm of this second bar is 1, 2 and 3, 4. And the rhythm for the first two bars is 1 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4. In the third bar we switch fingers again for a E minor 7, 7, 9, 7, 8, 7, and we play the same pattern as in bar 1. A downstroke on beat 1 followed by the single B string on one end, another downstroke of the whole chord on beat 3. On beat 4 we play softly the D and G strings together. As you can see in these 3 bars we basically play a descending line on the G string, going down from the root to the 7th and then to the flat 7. On the 4th bar we move to a A7, 5, 7, 5, 6, 5, 5, and on beat 1 we play the 2 bass strings. Then on beat 2 we play a downstroke on the D, G and B strings containing the melody note, and then a series of melody notes at fret 7 and then 8 of the B string, and then fret 7 on the high E. The rhythm of the 4th bar is 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and, as you can see, slightly different from the second bar. Let's recap these 4 bars. Let's play the second 4 bars of the B section. The second part of the B starts with the same E minor we played on the first bar, 7, 9, 9, 8, 7, and we play the same pattern. We then move to a A7, 5, muted A string, 5, 6, 5, 5. And play the low E string on beat 1. On beat 2 a downstroke on the D, G and B strings together, followed by the same melody notes at fret 7 and then 8 of the B string, and then fret 7 on the high E. But this time we add another note at fret 7 of the high E. On the third bar we play a downstroke on the highest 4th string of a minor 7. 5, muted A, 5, 5, 5. Then we slightly stroke the G and B strings, then the A and D strings, and then the G and B again. On the last bar, we finally move to a D9, fingered 5, 4, 5, 5 in the inner strings, and we arpeggiate the bass first, then the G string, B string, G string, D string, and B string. Basically, the B section is a 2-5-1 that keeps going between E and A before resolving to D. The final A is exactly like the second A, the only difference being that in the last 2 bars we don't play the usual turnaround, but we only play a stroke of the G major 7 over B chord and let it ring for 2 bars.
Well, I hope this video was useful. Please do not forget to hit that button and subscribe. There is a lot more coming your way, so I'd like to thank you for watching, and until the next time, rock on and keep on rolling is the message.